Happy Halloween, everybody. How's it going? This is Ricky with Videohomicide, back with day 31 of the 31 Days of Horror. I can't believe that we finally, have ended this month-long horror-thon. It's been amazing. It's the second year that I've done this. I plan on doing it, as long as I possibly can. It's been a really cool way to watch films that I've been wanting to watch for years and just revisit some classics. Today we're going to talk about a classic again. We're not talking about the film from, now I don't know if this is from 1943 or 1963, but this is Dwayne Esper's Maniac. So it's not that Maniac. It's not the Maniac with Elijah Wood. All right, we're going to talk about 1980s film directed by William Lustig, starring Joe Spinell, Maniac. And I want to take a quick moment to appreciate the artwork on this cover. I mean, I'm sure you're not going to get the best look at it, but it's an amazing painting of Joe Spinell as the Maniac holding a scalp. It might look like when I remember when I first seen this, because I seen the poster before I saw the film, and I thought that was a head, but it's a scalp because Joe Spinell fucking scalps these broads in this fucking movie. This is a classic, man. I actually saw this at Odyssey Records back when they were at the old location, and they screened it, sat on a shitty chair and fucking watched Maniac. It was awesome. This is actually, I bought this copy from Odyssey Records, and it's the actual one that he spun that night, which I think is a cool little fun fact. You can't have history with a file on Netflix like that. Like, this was screened in front of other horror fans, and that's the thing. Like tonight I was at my girlfriend's house, me, her, and her brother. We were watching a film. We watched Evil Dead, the one from is it from 2012? Is it that old already, for fuck's sakes? Like the remake of Evil Dead, which isn't a horrible film at all. I actually don't mind it. But the fucking power, like it kept like pausing at like 20%. Like we'd press the fucking photo and it would pause at 20%. And I was like, for fuck's sakes, here we go. Everyone was getting pissed off about it. And then finally it got fixed. And I was thinking, I even said like, if we were watching movies right now, we wouldn't be dealing with that. So there's my little fucking ode to physical media there. Maniac. This is a film that I actually just watched. Well, I've watched it many times, but I just finished watching it. It's actually on YouTube. And I actually did watch the YouTube version, which is fucking pretty dumb because I own it, but I was just really baked and I just really wanted to watch this for some reason. And well, I knew I wanted to end with this. I started it with Cannibal Holocaust, ended with Maniac, two like video nasties, two crazy fucking movies. There's like 4 scenes in this film that I want to talk about that really stick out to me. Like, obviously, the opening where he like picks up the prostitute and takes her up to the hotel room and all that stuff, and everything looks greasy and grungy, like fucking like late 70s, early, like literally like late 70s, early 80s. New York looks very fucking twisted, and Joe Spinell looks like a twisted dude, and he's out there on the prowl, picks up this girl and kills her in the hotel, strangles her, and has like this inner monologue. Like, that's the thing about Maniac. It's unlike any other like horror film that I ever seen up to the point. Like, even now, like, it's still it's top fucking like 25 horror film for me. Definitely. I want to actually do an updated list of that. I might do that next week or some shit like that, because I think that'd be a cool, interesting way to sort of, end October and kind of start November with like a new updated list. But anyways, my other favorite scene in this film is that one in the fucking subway where like that girl's being stalked, like the hospital chick or whatever she is. She's like being stalked by Joe Spinell, ends up in this like super greasy fucking New York subway sewer or New York subway system bathroom covered in graffiti, covered in fucking piss and filth, and that's where she gets stabbed by fucking Joe Spinell. It's a crazy scene, man. Another movie that has crazy bathroom scene is Demons, and obviously Candyman has a really and Warriors is a really good bathroom scene as well. But that's a really badass scene in this flick. One part of this film that me and my uncle always joke about is when he meets that chick, and he's up in her apartment and they're talking about this and that. She's like, "Oh, what do you do?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm an artist." And it's almost like a George Costanza like answer. Do you know what I mean? How like he would just be like, "I'm an architect." Like, this guy just goes, "Yeah, I'm an artist." And he's like a fucking morbid artist, if you want to call him that, really. That's just like a little scene that we always joked about. Spinell eventually kills this other chick in her apartment, that with a really cool scene. I like that. She gets killed in like the bathtub. Really fucking vicious murder by Joe Spinell. And he befriends this woman and they go out like on a date and stuff like that, and he takes her to the cemetery to like visit his mother, and he fucking then like proceeds to try to strangle her, and then she gets away. She like decks him with a fucking a shovel, and then it goes into like the one scene that is like supernatural in this film, but it is just kind of like a, you know, a little, well, there's two supernatural scenes really if you think about it, but he goes back to his mother's grave after he, like, you know, the chick gets away from him, and he keeps saying I think he says like Rita did, or Rita knows, or some shit like that. But he goes to his mom's grave, and then like a body comes up and like fucking grabs her, like a really gross looking zombie body comes out, underrated like looking you know, zombie makeup. Like it's not like it's not like awesome, but it's like cool, it's pretty badass, it looks really good. And Joe Spinell makes his way back to his apartment, and that's when like the scene of this film that when you think of Maniac that I think of right off the bat, and that's when he gets murdered by all these different scalps, because like throughout the film he's been killing these women and putting their scalps on these mannequins, because he has like this total like mother issue thing, like mommy issue, and like his mom would like lock him in the closet when he was a kid and all this stuff. It's all described throughout the film, throughout the like the narration by Joe Spinell, which is really cool. But it's really wicked to see him get himself killed by all those chicks. This is a badass film. Like Maniac is definitely a horror classic. It's an absolute classic, and it's cool that this actually has audio commentary with William Lustig, Tom Savini, an editor, and Spinell's assistant, which would be really badass to listen to. I'm sure a lot of people have, you know, explored the special features of some of these films, but that's one thing that I've yet to really do. There's a lot of commentaries I want to check out, this being one of them. Obviously, some of those Dawn of the Dead commentaries sound fucking like thrilling, and I love how it goes from like him being murdered by these women to like reality. He's like been impaled, and he's like dead in the fucking bed, and he gets discovered by these police officers. It's really good ending to this like really violent, maniacal film, and I think they picked like the perfect name for it. Like there's no other movie that has a title like that, like Maniac, and you just like know what it's about like right off the bat. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, obviously, Hills Have Eyes, tons of movies do that, but I mean like Maniac is definitely one of my favorites. I think I like Maniac better than Psycho, you know, in terms of name of film and in terms of film, just because it's, you know, and like kind of borrows from Psycho in a way, like with the mother aspect and all that stuff. I never really put that together, but definitely double feature Psycho with Maniac. I think you'd have a lot of fun with that. So yeah, this will conclude 31 Days of Horror here at Video Homicide, the 2022 edition. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Make sure that you leave a 666 in this video, like I know a lot of you guys did in the other videos, and I appreciate all that, man. So stay tuned for more videos, and there is going to be a Halloween little surprise, so stay tuned for that as well. Adios.